I am finally here to talk about what I listened to in March. I started off the month listening to When I Get Home by Solange. It was a great transition from like Black History Month and just staying very focused on Black people and especially on Black women and Black femme presenting people. This was such a nice transition into International Women's History Month. For me, it was just staying focused on women, but also on Black women. I listened to a lot of Black women artists. Well, I wouldn't say, for the most part, I stuck to basically listening to Black women. And Solange was one of those women because she just dropped that album at the beginning of the month, and I was just listening to that for like 2 weeks. And I came away with it as because that was the thing about the album. People were like kind of living off of a seat at the table. They had those seat at the table expectations that it was just gonna be this album that was gonna be like a continuation or like a next evolution of a seat at the table, and I kind of expected that, you know. And I feel like going into this album, that's kind of what I got, but not in the way that people expected. People expected like the same kind of like conventional song structures. Like if you've been a Solange fan, at least from Solange and the Hadley Street Dreams, and then you've kind of transitioned into True, you kind of understand that okay, Solange is not like, she's not about to give you like conventional pop songs or conventional R&B too much. Like she'll go in there, dabble with it, take inspiration from it, but she'll like the next album she could switch it up on you, and she switched it up on me. She switched it up in the sense that we weren't getting too many lyrics. It was like a lot of repetition. I went into the album without really looking at titles as I listened to the album. I just listened to it straight through. And from my understanding from other people listening to it, they were like, it just felt like one long song. And it did feel like that at first, like the first 1-2 listens, it was just kind of like, it felt like everything just flowed into each other. I understood where people meant, but it didn't feel like one long song to me. It just felt like a lot of songs that went together that just flowed into each other and just took you on a journey that I didn't completely understand, but I got where Solange was going because it was a very vibey album. It was very low-key, it's very chill. Like if you smoke weed, it's a great album for like chilling and smoking weed and having that on in the background. Like at the time when I listened to it too, I appreciated that you just let it play in the background and you're not trying to grab onto too many lyrics. You're just like vibing with it, just like putting you in a cool mood to like, I'm walking to the train station, I'm walking to go get the bus, and I'm just chill. Like I'm not letting too much affect me, like I'm just chilling. Like you working, it's just chill in the background. I'm a creative, artistic type like that. Like I get Solange. I get that she'll do some wild, whimsical stuff, and I'm with it. I feel like because if you're like a Solange fan from there, I wouldn't necessarily say Solo Star. You could be a Solange fan from Solo Star. I was not that girl. There are other people that were that girl. I get that she had her bops on Solo Star, but I never picked it up, and I didn't feel like backtracking to go get it. Like maybe a few songs off the album, maybe one, maybe that single that she did with Bow Wow, that was cute. I could rock with that. But for the most part, I'm just like, I'm not running back for Solo Star. I started with Hadley Street Dreams, and I love Hadley Street Dreams. I love True. I love A Seat at the Table, and I love When I Get Home. Some of my favorites off of the album are Way to the Show, because the moment at the end where like I saw like video clips of it because I still haven't seen the film like that she did, or the short film that she did, where she has like the drums or whatever going off, and then she does the thing with her hands where she's like guns, 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 and it's just like guns popping off, and I was like, yo, that is like fire. Like every time I hear that part come up, I'm just like, and it's such a cool part of the song, and like seeing that in the video where she's just like in her little, I don't know, like her intergalactic bikini, I don't know, she was in with her cowboy hat, she was just cool as fuck. And she just had the gun, like she just had her finger guns and she would just go, and I was like, yo, Solange slaps, bitch. Like I get that the visual kind of took the album to another level for a lot of people, but like I already get it from like just listening. So just like seeing the visuals just like blows my mind when she had like the women with the hair to the side and stuff. They're like, I don't know, they had the little like black woman hairstyles that be like from the 90s with the fucking outfits, bitch. I was just like, come on, Southern styling. This is giving me very late 90s BET, and I live and I stand and I was here for all of it. But my other favorites on the album are Stay Flow, which is just like, it's mad cool, it's mad like it's just such a fucking like boss ass song. Like, what's good? Like, I mean, I still don't understand everything that she's talking about on this album. I don't think I understand anything that she's talking about on this album, but it all just feels so boss ass. Like, it just makes you feel like, oh, bitch, I'm black. Ew, bitch, I'm just like, boss the fuck up. Like, get into me. Like, what's up? Like, you girls not bad. Like, it's just, there's something about it that's just like, it's sophisticated, but it's also just like mad hood and like mad boss ass. And it's like, I feel like that exemplifies who like I am and stuff like that. But I'm like, I love the album. It's like, it pops, it slaps, it blows up in your face. Like, it's just chill as fuck. Like, I'm here for it. I'm with it. I also love Alameda, which is like one of the big singles off of the album. I think like even before I realized it was like a single, I gravitated to that song so much because I think it was just like, it's just so like, the vibe is just like, yo, like, what's good? And then I saw clips from the video. Well, because I still haven't seen those videos. Like the videos that she released for everything, like for Stay Flow and for Alameda, I really haven't like watched them yet. And I should, but I will. So I've just been like slapping with my girl, like, and I just love that she just calling out like, you know, my black skin bitch, like, what's good? And then she called out Florida water, bitch. Like, I grew up with Florida water. Like, I wanted to get a bottle of Florida water and just wear that, like, when I'm going out, just throw on some Florida water on me and just wear that as, like, my cologne. Because, like, I grew up in the Spiritual Baptist Church. It's, like, I believe it's more of a very Caribbean religion. And they would use, like, Florida water, cologne, and other, like, colognes, but mainly, like, Florida water within, like, that, like, when you're at church and it's spiritual. It's, like, a very spiritual thing. And I was just like, yo, and I love the smell of Florida water because it's so fresh and so clean, but it's not, like, a very lasting scent. It's kind of affordable, so it's, like, not a very lasting scent, but it's, like, a really good scent. You just throw that sucker on. And it feels good, and just the knowledge that it's kind of like there's a spirituality to it makes it even better. Like, yo, I throw this on, I smell good, but I'm also kind of like, my intent is to attract positive energy to me and keep negative ones away. And I just love that. And then just like, and Alameda is just like personifying blackness, which brings me to another one of my favorites on the album, My Skin, My Logo. It was the FUBU of this album. I will say that about this album. This album, it wasn't like, she kind of like took the skeletons or the template of what A Seat at the Table was and just kind of like copied it and just, you know, added some other additional things in place that kind of made it not the same as that album, but similar. She took elements from A Seat at the Table, but I also feel like she took elements from her past works and kind of incorporated them into a new something else that she was like conjuring up. So When I Get Home feels familiar, but it's also very new. It's also very like experimental, even more experimental than she's ever been. And she was just like vibing with it. And I'm just like, I'm vibing with you, sis. Like, I get it. I get the vibe. But My Skin, My Logo, it just feels very, very like FUBU's little brother. My next favorite song on this album is Jerrod. The thing about Jerrod is, in my time listening to the album, for most of the time that I listened to it, probably that first week, I barely looked at the titles of songs. I just listened to it and I just took it in. I wasn't even checking titles. I was just listening to it. But when it came to Jerrod, I found that like after my fifth listen, I kept looking to like, what song is this? What song is this? I have to see what song is this, because I love this. I'm enjoying the song. And I was just like, Jerrod is so good. And I get why because Jerrod, I don't know, Jerrod feels like love. It feels like you've fallen in love, or you're falling in love, or you're finding that right person. And I feel like Jerrod is Jerrod, however you pronounce it. Like, he's that guy, and I just feel like that's a song that you want to have with your special guy, period. Because the funny thing is, like, I was listening to a podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, Eat, Pray, Thought, with Savoy and Amber. And Amber brought up that, like, Jerrod is, like, a really good, Jerrod is, like, a really good song that you could, like, add to, like, your sexy playlist or your romantic playlist. And I was just like, Amber girl, you be on it. You be on your shit, girl. It's romantic, like, it's very sexy, it's very sultry, and it's just so cute and beautiful. It's like, it's sexy and raw, but it's also like cute and beautiful and sweet, and like somebody like holding someone in their arms, and they're holding you in their arms, and it's just beautiful. It's just like, I love Jerrod for that. And then her voice on it just sounds so sweet and peaceful and beautiful and just adorable. And I still don't even really fully understand what it is, but I think that's the point of When I Get Home. It's more of a feeling. It's feeling this album. It's not, I have to get into the words, I get all the lyrics. It's like, I get the feelings of what's behind this. Plus and I almost feel like that plays into the Houston theme that she has. I feel like that is incorporated into it. Also, another thing I love about Jerrod is that it transitions into one, I think, which probably might be my favorite song. No, Jerrod is actually my favorite song on the album. But I think Binz is like another favorite for me. But I did see the video for Binz though. Binz is cute where she's like dancing and stuff like that. And she was just like, I just want to wake up in the sun with Saint Laurent. And I was just like, now that, I think I understand Binz in its lyrical content a little bit more, probably besides My Skin, My Logo. She's just like, hella blunts on the yacht. And I just be like, I love her with her hair. She just be having her attitude. And I be like, bitch, I want to be like, I want to channel your energy, sis. Like, I want to be that girl where I'm just like skinny with the long hair and just the attitude and the cool looks, like. And I just love that she had the dream on it. And I was like, she brought a different falsetto out of the dream. Like, I was like, I've never heard the dream sound like this before. I was like, who is this guy? He sounds kind of like the dream, but he's not. It's like, is it her? I was like, I'm not sure what's going on here. What's happening? And then it's like, it is the dream. Like, she shouted him out on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, okay, girl. Okay, girl. I knew it sounded like the dream, but I wasn't sure because he don't sound the same. I've never heard this voice come out of dream in my life. She brought a different voice out of dream on Binz. Binz is that girl. I stan. And When I Get Home, I stan the entire album. It's amazing. I love it. The vibe is cool. The whole thing is cool. It's a great use of my listening time. It's like an awesome album. It's an amazing album, and I'm so glad that she dropped it. I'm looking forward to actually finally seeing the short film, because I only seen clips. I am not getting Apple Music anytime soon. I have enough going on without Apple Music, and I already got my Spotify girl, and she is linked to Hulu, so we're good, sis. I don't know, we'll find another way to see this, maybe in the future. Maybe somebody's Apple Music thing will hook me up, but for now, your girl's not. No, he's not, she's not, we're not, they not doing it. Like, not right now, girl.